to deal with that Sejuani as well. You don't want to fall too far behind. But fourth game for tonight, 3-1 each of these teams. Impunity versus Frank Esports. Who's going to be the one to climb up to 4 wins? A little bit of okay, this is nice.
Yeah.
I like this. It's very wholesome. I feel like we haven't seen this kind of stuff for a while, you know? Just a good old top lane camaraderie.
Yeah, I think most of the time we just see people starting out brawling to the death because they want those level 1 wards.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so we have said a lot that Lucianami do need to get ahead. But I think they do have the tools to get that. Like Ryze versus Cassio actually can get quite a bit of priority. Maybe not so much like super early into the lane, but once you hit level 6, your wave clear is just so much better than hers that you can get prior. It is a little scary though, obviously once Sedge hits 6. But yeah, I think if they can transition their pressure down the map, there is the potential to kind of blow up the Lucianami lane. At the same time though, if nothing happens, I feel like Frank Esports have just an amazing front-to-back teamfight competition. Basically as easy as it can get to execute.
Yeah, once again, Eminem and Kaiwing have 3 defensive combat summoner spells. So it will be a little bit hard for Impunity to take them down, especially since they have, you know, such a bulky front line. And of course the zone control from Pretender as well. Feels like Eminem is going to be the key player in those late game team fights.
Okay, now they confirm that Alex did start the Raptors there. Cassio getting priority kind of as expected, at least in these early levels, but has taken a lot of damage just to the spam Ryze Ws. Nothing like point and click damage, am I right, fellas? The bot lane. I feel like we've seen this matchup played out so many times now. The Zerayumi, they get priority in the first 3 levels. Lucianami, they hit their Dirk, they take it back. The story we've seen many, many times. Something we haven't seen, though, is a level 3 top gang onto a Gwen, who does have the Ghost, but obviously does not have Flash.
Yeah, Driver doesn't suspect this at all. Hollow is moving in. Ghost is popped for Driver. Hollow connects with the charge, but nothing much else is going to come from that. Aftershock procced. But Ghost down for Driver. You know, not as valuable as having the Flash down, but regardless, still a good win for Hollow. Although now he ends up like very far away from the rest of his camps.
Oh, Alex might actually look for something mid. They have the Ryze point and click gank set up.
This is a great window. Hollow's not quite there. Ooh, good reaction from Pretender. Mission flashing forward as well. So actually not too bad in the end for Pretender. They could have ended much, much worse for him.
That was pretty nuts. I don't think Pretender had any vision of that. So I think he just flashed the Q from Fog?
Yeah, he had the Spidey sense.
Yeah, he was probably thinking that like, okay, maybe Vi's here, but that was still really, really impressive.
Yeah. On the other side, a little bit dodgy from Mission. You know, he was just a little bit too late with that flash follow-up, because if he had that a little bit earlier, that probably would have been at least, I don't know if I can even secure the kill there, but it would have been close.
Yeah, I think you've still got a pretty decent win here, though. Cassio won't have flash for the next 5 minutes, and that's still another window that Alex can either come with the flash, or perhaps even the ult if he gets it in time and looks to punish that. Although ganking a Cassio after 6 is a bit more difficult. Does have the potential to kind of just turn those around. So far, some peaceful farming. Mission is starting to get a little bit of priority back. Hollow might actually get a ward here. Will he take the Raptors away? Doesn't have mid prior, but has the bot prior. This is a little cheeky, I feel like. But he probably knows that Mission is like relatively low mana. Should be able to take this away.
Yeah. Small dub for Hollow. Mission doesn't know that he's waiting on a ward right now. And so Pretender just gonna pretend he doesn't know. Wasting Mission's time a little bit.
I think Mission really trying to greed for probably the tier and the catalyst, but hold on.
Oh wow.
Trade going down. Wasn't as much damage as expected, actually.
Another Lucianami trading in on the Zerayumi. It's getting more and more difficult to be excited about these trades when you know that both sides are eventually just going to heal it up anyway. Top lane is a little bit more interesting though. Not by much.
And both mids probably will look for the reset here. Mission actually rushes the Merc crit, so interesting choice. Obviously it's very good versus Sedge and the Cassio, but opting even to not go tier yet and just go straight for the Merc thread. So obviously giving a lot of respect over the enemy mid jungle. Meanwhile, Cassio, it'll be interesting. Will she go to the Liandry's or will she just go for the Catalyst? I feel like it's more of a Liandry's game, but actually, okay, does opt into the Rod of Ages.
Unity Looking for the first dragon, but Frank Esports are here. Alan's low on mana, so it's a bit of a rough fight for him. Alex is going to be forced to probably give it up. I don't think he's going to blast come over. That would be a little bit too risky. It means that Frank Esports get this dragon nice and plump, leashed up for them.
Yeah, Oliver just comes in, TY for leash.
So decent one for Frank Esports. Pick him the first dragon. And overall, feels like Hollow is getting just a little bit more done than Alex so far. But Alex is looking to change that.
Mid.
Yeah, Alex keeps finding himself these interesting angles, and Pretender
could be in trouble.
Well, Realm busy here as well. Pretender, we'll see if he drops down the ult.
I think this is good for Frank Esports.
Alex forced to actually flash away, but Hollow follows as well, and he's got so much damage. Actually, just one more hit, but doesn't quite manage to get it. That is a very close one. Pretty well played from Alex, I feel, but also by the side of Hollow and Pretender as well, making sure to react, with enough power.
I'm surprised they actually went for that. It felt like Cassie was just always too tanky to kill there. And they invested the Realm Warp as well, so that's a big tool down.
Especially when you know that Hollow is already in the area, like you spotted him. And he's going to turn around as soon as he hears the Realm Warp and his mid laner screaming for help. But not too bad. A lot of flashes burned. Maybe it's a little bit promising. Maybe we'll see a bit more action in the next few minutes. Or maybe we won't because they don't have enough ganks set up. Well, I guess we'll see in the next few minutes.
Yeah, the most exciting thing I feel like this game so far is that Rise didn't buy a tier yet. But he will soon. He will soon. He's going to be a bit delayed on his scaling though, so has kind of, gone for the stronger early game here at the cost of, scaling later. Which is an interesting choice, right? Because you feel like they kind of do need to do something around this bot side, but nothing's really happened. And in fact, they're getting bullied out a bit by Eminem and Kaiwing.
Yeah, I wonder what their health bars will look like in, 60 seconds when they've healed all the way back up to full again. Oh, Hollow is actually level 6, so he's looking at Alex. He does invest the ult as well. Mission is trying to save him. Alex dropped very low yet again, but surviving on a sliver of HP. Hollow, he's fuming. He's pissed.
Yeah, Alex just can't keep getting away with it. He just keeps living on 1 HP.
Pretender now low mana, forced to get Hollow to help him shove this wave in. Mission is also equally low. It doesn't have the tier available either, so not really an optimal situation for him. He's going to pick up the rest of that wave. Frank Esports actually have a small window here. They've hit 6 before Impunity.
Now Hollow looks like he's going to be taking away this red. Does have the bot priority and both mids are reset, so I think he should be able to get this away. Yeah, Eminem opting to stay on very low health here. Just kind of facilitating this red, and I'm not sure if Alex even knows this goes down.
Yeah, Hollow, actually, he's quite a few camps ahead, really getting the better of Alex in this game. Pretty well played from him. That is a solid CS lead, especially for, like the Sejuani v Vi matchup. You'd usually expect the Vi to be up in camps. Especially considering how much each of them have been ganking.
Mission has got his tier in the Catalyst, so we'll begin to scale up here. The next dragon won't be for another minute and a half. Heritage Well is on the table. I feel like Frank Esports' top side is much stronger in this 3v3 right now. It's pretty hard for Impunity to one-shot anyone, which is kind of what you need as Rise and Vi.
Well, Frank Esports, they've heard your cry, and they've sent Eminem and Kaiwing as well.
Oh my god, the whole map's coming.
Yeah, everyone, all the Avengers are assembling around this Rift Herald from both sides. Alan is sort of going on a path of his own. I'm not really too sure where he's walking, to be honest. He's a bit lost in the Rift. But he's going to start making his way towards the Rift Herald. Still plenty of time to contest this. Impunity, though, they have to walk through these tight chokes. It might be difficult against Zeri and especially the Cassiopeia as well. Looks like they're actually going to forfeit it and move back down. That's a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, so I guess they realized too late that they've brought everyone as... Ooh,
Mission does dodge the final chapter, but doesn't... Oh, actually dodges most of those abilities somehow. I'm not sure how he managed that. It feels like he was just walking the straight line and dodges the Hollow Sejuani ult as well. Manages to make it out. Does burn his flash, though.
Yeah, not too bad. Did manage to avoid the drive-by. Lucian will be picking up a little bit of plate gold here, but Eminem is going to be able to clean up most of the CS. Now, where will this Herald go? I feel like heralding.
Oh, Eminem's going
Ooh.
straight in, drops the lightning crash. He's going to be slowly chasing down tanks. They're killing like it's nothing. Flashes the bubble as well. Hollow is here. Has the flash flail. First blood picked up for the side of Eminem.
Wow.
Atlan as well, gonna fall down, double kill. Wow, I'm allergic to good plays.
Yeah, that is insane for Frank Esports. 2 kills onto the Zeri, and really nice play from Eminem just to go straight in there. And Hollow as well can drop the Herald here. I mean, this is just a massive gold swing. Driver,
Solo
a bit
kill.
of trouble.
Yeah, he's gone all out underneath his own turret. Driver, you have to wonder what he's doing here. I don't see any way he survives. Solo kill, nope, there's the way he survives. Solo kill not managing to get that 3rd Q. Driver really playing with fire there. If doesn't quite take down the turret, I wonder why they've left it there.
It's a local gold.
Oh, that-
Smudge.
That is so odd. But anyway, let's take a look at how this all played out.
Yeah, Eminem, very Chad play. Just kind of goes through the wall and is pulling up on him. Also, just flashing forward here. I think you know that the enemy jungler is not here, given that, you know, they did kind of show on one of those topside wards just before. And I mean, 2 kills going over the Zeri Yuumi as well as all that plate gold. It's pretty insane. They're picking up a very good lead here, and they've already got such a strong team fighting composition. And we were saying that if Lucian falls behind, dealing damage into Cassante, Sejuani, and Cassio is not really realistic. And they're more than just behind. What is he down here? He's like down 1,000 gold already.
Yeah, it's really rough. I am still kind of scratching my head a bit as to why they didn't stick around for that first turret gold, but regardless, Frank Esports still in the lead, and their decisiveness in that moment really paying off for them.
And the second dragon will go down as well. I mean, Frank Esports, they're in a really dominating position. I think also Rise, like obviously Rise scales well normally, but Rise doesn't scale very well into this comp. It's just a bit too short range and hasn't really been able to find anything with any of the mid-prior early. So Frank Esports, they're just scaling up a storm right now.
Yeah, 2 dragons under their belt. It's starting to look better and better for Frank Esports. Impunity, they have to start figuring out how they're going to try and shut down Frank Esports, because they are definitely on a tear right now.
Yeah, now they've brought their bot lane mid, so Pretender will probably walk bot. Yuumi hasn't completed her item yet, but should be getting close. All the other mythics have been picked up. And Alex, you know, he's been farming up a bit. Does have the sword already. What was that called? Chemtech Chainsword? Is that the one?
Kimpong Chainsword.
Oh, that's the one.
L.
So he has
Reposer.
that. It's kind of difficult though, because like if you're your team's main source of healing reduction until Nami completes the Putrefier later in the game, it's quite difficult for you to actually reach them, you know? If you're playing a melee auto attacker, it's quite difficult to get hits on the Zeri and the people that matter.
Yeah, and even overall, it does feel like Impunity definitely lacking in item strength for now. And Frank Esports, they should be trying to make the most of this temporary advantage they have with most of their mythics completed. Gold difference has reached the 2k margin. And Hollow with Kaiwing, once again, looking to see what they can do on the mid lane. Atlan gonna potentially get looked on by Hollow, doesn't choose to expend the ultimate just yet. Alex is AFK in the Dragon Pit, as you do as a jungler. I'm not even sure what he was doing there.
Trying to summon the drag early or something, I don't know.
Pretender and Mission in the bot lane now. Both have picked up the Rod of Ages, but Pretender a little bit ahead on the stacks.
In top lane has pretty much been completely isolated, and they both have even CS, so I'm sure these two are having fun. And
Sure looks like it.
starting to move up the vision. Dragon's up for another 2-minute 40, but Mission could maybe get engaged on here. He does have the Murky Boys, so I don't think he'll be too CC'd, though he might just face check here.
Ooh, getting a bit too comfortable with the Murky Boys in his back pocket. Hollow gonna miss the flail though, and Mission's gonna phase rush right on out of there. And they do have the info now that Hollow is on the bot side. We'll see what Impunity choose to respond with. Alex doesn't seem like he's wandering too far in, and there is still a lot of vision set up on the top side for Frank Esports. So I really want to see Impunity try and clear that out. But ultimately, Hollow's already back. He's wandering around the map, really asserting his dominance globally, and Frank Esports just have so much control right now.
Yeah, now Herald is up here in another 40 seconds. I think if you're Frank Esports, you can just kind of fight and take everything here. You've got such a strong front line, and your back line is already at the point where they can put out damage. So I think you just take every objective at this point. You know, you don't need to worry too much about getting the tier 1 towers.
Solical looking onto Mission. Is he going to expend the ultimate? Mission is just going to run on out of there. It's a bit rough for Cassante having to deal with that move speed, but it is going to be on cooldown for now, so we might have another window very shortly.
Herald is spawning in a few seconds. Frankie Esports actually might look mid instead.
Oh, Atlan might be the target.
He has cleanse up.
Yeah, loses a bit of HP, but Hollow mainly focusing on getting that mid prior for now in preparation for the Rift Herald.
And I think this will just be Herald going over to Frankie Esports. Maybe they can try trade something on the other side of the map, but I'd be very surprised to see them contest it. Pretender actually also getting good damage on the driver under the tower. It looks like they might just move down the bot side and try and trade, but trading into a Cassante feels very, very difficult.
Yeah, Impunity really just not able to find something of equal value on the other side of the map. They do have pressure on the spot side turret now, but I don't know if they'll actually be able to take it down. It's still very, very healthy, and now Hollow are going to be looking to drop their Rift Shield in mid. 3 members of Impunity moving in. Pretender might get looked on by Driver here. Does get hit by a lot of the Gwen needles. Drops the ult as well. Is going to get chased down and actually is going to get killed by Driver solo. That's another solo kill for the board. But wait, Alex is in. Tidal Wave dropped as well as the final chapter. Hollow and Eminem on the run now. Eminem trying to kite out as best he can. TP is coming in from solo kill. Does get the stun down on Mission. Goes all out. Mission does get stunned up as well. Going to get finished off by solo kill. Huge kill for him. Really great TP. Forcing Impunity to back off. And Mission just isn't able to get out quite quick enough.
Yeah, Mission really struggling to have the impact that we kind of need him to have on this roster. And I think, you know, obviously it is hard for him. There's a lot of bans put towards him and he's counterpicked. But if you're the star player of this roster, you've kind of got to get a bit more done. Driver, though, did manage to pick up the solo kill onto Pretender and played it pretty well. Pretender actually just has 2 items and that's it. No components, just 2 big items. The Frankie Esports, they are going to pick up this dragon. At least Driver manages to trade that kill and the top tower on the other side of the map. But 3 dragons at 18 minutes already for a hard scaling composition. And you're not expecting to lose some of these drags as Lucian Nami. Let's see what happened on the engage. So I feel like started off not that great, to be honest. Like I think Atlan took a long time to get out of the CC and not a whole lot of damage goes on to Eminem. I think here, yeah, it kind of looked good, but Mission just overextended and does not have flash. And then, yeah, the Nami bubble was mistimed on the TP as well, so ended up going down at the very end.
Pretty good fight there from Frankie Esports, making up for that death of Pretender on the top side. Gold lead still hovering around the 2k mark for Frankie Esports.
Now, next dragon will be in 4 minutes, and that's going to be pretty much the make or break. Driver's got himself kind of sufficiently scaled to do something, but there's a lot of magic resist already coming in on the front line.
Oh, Silico getting locked on. Cease and desist dropped, and you have to wonder what they're exactly going for there, because Silico doesn't die in any world. Then Eminem looking to see what he can get in the backside here. Final chapter drop, but doesn't find anyone. Hozo doesn't find anyone either. And Frankie Sports potentially looking on Driver now, who is trying to kill down Pretender. Driver dropped very low. Pretender trying to get his revenge from earlier. Isn't able to quite connect the Q, but Hollow is here as well. Trying to find the angle, trying to find the chase down onto Driver. He's going to be forced to down. No, he's given up.
No.
Kai Wing actually picks up that kill as well, because he wants a little final for himself too. Doesn't hurt to have that Chemtech Putrefier slightly accelerated as well.
Yeah, I think Chemtech Putrefier is by far the best healing reduction item. So if you can get it earlier, it does feel good. This might be the start of Kai Wing's Yumi destruction again. He's not going for the full AP, but can still put out a little bit of damage. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I think Driver tries to go for the 1v1 at the back end, but the thing is, Pretender can buy so much time with his tanky build that you really have to have, you know, both a lot of kind of like length in the lane as well as all that time to really chase him down. And there, the other members of Frank Esports were able to get there in time.
Yeah, and Eminem and Kai Wing really just repeatedly asserting their dominance. You know, they saw a small window of opportunity there and they immediately took it.
Yeah, so I'm not sure why we're trying to engage on a Cassante. Honestly, it feels way too ambitious, and they used 2 ults as well for, and I think they did have to flash out. Yeah, okay, so they did have to invest flashes to get out. I'm just not really sure what they're thinking, because honestly, I think even if the Vi and Nami ults connect, I don't think you kill him, and then off the back line here, Driver was trying to get the repeat 1v1, which doesn't really have the time.
Oh, wait, but now they're engaging on the Sejuani instead. They figure they might as well engage on another tanky member, and it actually turns out well for them. Hollow does drop down. Eminem dropped very low as well. Realm Warp coming in, teleporting two to the back line, but Pretender is there to make sure that Eminem has the space that he needs. And Atlan and Alex both pretty low now. Solikill in the back line by himself, does go all out onto Driver. And Eminem picks up Allen off screen. Solikill dropped very low now. Eminem trying to do the best he can. Pretender ult finds one. Mission now on the run. Is going to sprint on out of there. Solikill doing the best he can, but also still very low HP. And Eminem has to be really careful here. Alex is waiting on the side. We have to see if Solikill can pick up Mission. Does manage to get it. That champion is disgusting. But now Nature is the target. Pretender and Eminem gonna slow down Driver as well, but gonna make it out of there.
Yeah,
ultimately,
I think
pretty
Frank
good for
Esports
Frank.
can just get Baron straight after this. Like you said, very good for Frank. I mean, Yumi just offers so much staying power in these fights, right? Like, there was like low health bars there, especially on Eminem, but Yumi just manages to top them all up.
Yeah, now
contest.
TP is coming in. Alex is really... I don't think he can even get into the pit. Pretender offers so much control here. Alex can't even force his way through. Now he's going to get turned on, making sure that the Baron is completely secure. Cease and desist comes out. Oh, Baron is actually very low. Alex, a very good attempt, but not quite able to get close enough. Baron is picked up for the side of Frank Esports. Mission has TP'd in on the flank, but he's by himself. Driver gets rooted down. Pretender going to finish him off. Hollow actually picks up that kill. And Mission now in no man's land gets spotted out, and it looks like Hollow might actually be able to chase him down here. But the rest of his team is baiting. It looks like they're more just trying to force him away from the turret. Pretender somehow picking up Allen on the back end of that as well. Disaster for Impunity. Eminem picking up Nature as well. Impunity are completely out of sync. Mission now getting looked on. Does get the route down onto Eminem. And they are going to finally disengage. But wow, what a turn of events for Frank Esports.
Yeah, I feel like Frank Esports are just making a montage right now. They're just kind of flexing all over them, and I think... I'm not sure why Impunity tried so hard to contest the Baron. I think it's just really impossible, and they bleed so many kills off the back end of that now you have to give over the 4th Dragon, the Baron, you're down a significant amount of gold, and you get outscaled. The win condition here for Impunity is really that they have to find some sort of engage onto Zeri or Cassiopeia, but both of them are not the easiest champs to pick, at least at this point in the game.
Yeah, Alex was actually dangerously close to stealing that Baron, but as you'll see here in this fight, this is how it all started. Alex looked onto Hollow. I really wish we'd go back to the Dragon, to be honest. It does get picked up. But Hollow actually does drop down despite being the tanky member of Frank Esports, and Eminem drops very low as well. The Realm Warp comes in, but luckily Pretender is there, drops the Miasma, and really just forces Impunity to back off. And now, you know, Eminem and Pretender, they have so much space to work with, and Impunity end up sort of separating themselves. Solikill comes in, Allen dies on the sideline, and Solikill doing so great of a job, you know, making space and even getting back into the fight despite being so low HP. And this is how Pretender wow, that was really... Wow, that was like the last tick of poison, I think.
Yeah.
But back to the game at hand, Frank Esports, 11 kills to 2, Infernal Soul in their pocket, and almost 9k ahead in gold.
And lots of towers starting to go down. I think Impunity are sort of delaying the inevitable at this point. It's very hard for them to actually defend. And there's still another 30 seconds on this Baron. So potentially can even knock down 2 inhibs with this. And if they get an engage, can definitely end the game straight after it.
Yeah, Frank Esports. Oh, Eminem just immediately drops the lightning crash, knowing that the fight's going to break up, but does get stunned up and hit by the bubble. Has a stopwatch with Driver. He's trying to wreak as much havoc as he can on the back end. Eminem does fall down. No, not quite. Picks up a kill, but does actually fall down. And now, somehow, Impunity have done a vanishing act, Realm Warp into the Death Realm. And all of them are down for the count. And it means that Frank Esports, they're looking at closing out this game, knocking on the doors. Only 1 minion alive, but slowly but surely, we'll be taking out these towers, and with it, likely the Nexus. It's taking them a while. But Frank Esports, they're going to be 4-1 now, taking down Impunity in, again, very, very convincing fashion.
Yeah, and I think we got to start wondering, Impunity, they ended week 1 undefeated, but now Oh, are we
It's taking a while.
Are we finishing?
They're pending the KDA.
We are.
The game is over.
Yeah, so Impunity, I mean, they entered this week 3-0, but now they've lost both their games this week, and I honestly think both of them have been pretty rough games, right? And I think Frank Esports, this game kind of outclassed them pretty much everywhere. Like, I think the draft was really, really good, and then